My beautiful wife is celebrating a birthday this week, and so I wanted to bake her a cake. This is Uruguay's famous cake called Chaja. Come on, let's get started.
Todo queda sabroso.
This Chaja cake is a rich and creamy dessert that originated in Uruguay in the 1920s. The cake's name comes from El Chaja, a large vibrant bird whose fluffy plumage resembles the cake's light and airy meringue. Okay, so the first thing we want to do is we want to make the Dulce de Leche because it takes about 2 to 3 hours. So I have one 14-ounce can of sweetened condensed milk that I'm going to remove the wrapper. I'm going to place this can inside a large pot, and I'm making sure that it has at least 1 inch to 2 inches of water above the lid. And then we're going to simmer this on medium-low heat for 2 to 3 hours. 2 hours if you want a lighter dulce de leche, and 3 hours if you want a more darker. Okay, now we're going to start the meringue. First thing we need to do is set our oven to 215 degrees. Into this bowl, I'm going to add 3 egg whites. Make sure that your egg whites are at room temperature. That's very important. Then we're going to grab some granulated sugar. We're doing ½ a cup. And we're adding a pinch of salt. Okay, then using my beater, I'm going to beat this until it's stiff peaks. Something I learned the hard way, and that is I should have beat the egg whites first and then added the sugar because it took me twice as long. I'm going to add some powdered sugar, 1 cup. And with a spatula, I'm just going to gently fold that powdered sugar into the meringue. Okay, now that the sugar is incorporated, I'm going to add it to a parchment lined baking sheet. And you just want to spread that out. Give it a quick tap. And then this is going into that 215 degree oven for 1.5 hours. Okay, so here is our meringue. And I'm just going to break it up into smaller pieces because I want to put it into an airtight container. And here we have the meringue. So traditionally, this dessert is made with canned peaches. I'm not a fan of canned peaches, never have. And so I'm going to make the peaches from scratch, cooking them in a simple syrup. But if you want to use canned peaches, go right ahead. Okay, now that my peaches are peeled, I'm going to split them in half, remove that pit, and then I'm just going to cut slices about ½ inch thick. Okay, so here we have the sliced peaches. To that, I'm going to add 4 cups of water. Then we're going to add 2 cups of sugar. Basically, we're creating a simple syrup. And again, I like adding a pinch of salt. Now we're going to place this on medium heat and let it reduce until the peaches are nice and cooked through and it has a nice peach syrup. Okay, here we have the finished peaches. And then we also reserve the liquid. We'll use this to soak the sponge cake. Okay, now we're going to make our sponge cake. I have here 3 whole eggs and 3 egg yolks. These are the egg yolks that were left over from separating the egg whites. I'm going to mix this for about 2 to 3 minutes until it's nice and frothy. One cup of granulated sugar. And we're going to put this up to high, and we're going to beat for about 5 minutes until it's double in volume and a pale yellow. Like that. Okay, and then I'm going to fold in the cake flour and gently fold that in. Then the remaining. Then I have a prepared pan that is buttered and floured and also has a piece of parchment on the bottom so that it comes out easier. We're just going to pour the batter. I'm actually going to do 2 pans. Then we're going to place these in a 400-degree oven for 10 minutes. Then we're going to drop the temperature down to 325 and we're going to bake it an additional 15 to 20 minutes. Okay, so here we have the finished sponge cake. I just trimmed the sides just to make it a little bit neater. I'm going to wrap these and place them in the refrigerator for tomorrow. Okay, so it's the next day. We got a hurricane coming through, so I better be quick about this. Luckily, everything's prepared. Our cake is done. Our dulce de leche is done. Our meringue is done. Our peaches are done. The only thing left to do is make the whipped cream. Okay, so I'm going to use our mixer again. And I have the bowl of the mixer in the freezer because I want this nice and cold so that our whipped cream can whip to the fullest capacity. It's my whisk attachment. And then I'm adding about 2 cups of heavy cream, as well as 1 cup of powdered sugar. And I'm going to start that on low and then whip it on high. Beautiful whipped cream. Now we're ready to assemble. Okay, so I have this cake stand that is also rotating. This is not necessary, but it's really helpful when you're decorating. But I'm going to add some of that dulce de leche. I'm going to put it right at the base because that's going to hold our bottom cake layer in place. So here I have my cake, which I split into 3 pieces. We're going to make this 3-layer. Okay, and remember that peach syrup. We're going to use this now to coat our sponge cake. Okay, now I took some of that whipped cream and I placed it on a piping bag because I just want to pipe the edge. Okay, then we're going to take our peaches that have been soaking in that syrup and we're just going to start laying it inside that cake. Then we're going to take our second layer of cake, place it right on top. Again, we're going to hit it with that peach syrup. A little rim shot of that whipped cream. And then inside of that second layer, we're going to add that beautiful dulce de leche. Then we're just going to spread that out to the edges. And then we're going to top it with that final cake layer. I'm just going to add a couple holes because I want that syrup to soak through, and this exterior is kind of harder than the cut side, so just give it a little help. Okay, now we're going to grab our whipped cream, nice mound on top. We're going to smooth it out. Then I'm going to start adding to the sides carefully as I can. Okay, and now remember the meringue that we made, and we're just going to decorate the sides of that cake with the meringue. Okay, then I'm just going to add some dollops of whipped cream around the edges. And one in the middle. Meringue on the inside. And there we have it. From the country of Uruguay, a Chaja cake. If you like this video, click the recipe tab in the video description, which will take you to our recipe page on Provecho, where you'll get a printer-ready format of the recipe that links directly to Instacart, so you can shop for all the ingredients instantly. You can also follow along with the video as you make something sabroso.
Todo queda sabroso.